Hi, my name is Cara Grumall, and I'm a student with the University of Louisville. I want you to take a moment and think about how much waste that you toss out each day. This includes food scraps, plastic, packaging, online shopping boxes, one-use items, etc. How much of this do you recycle? Little to none? That's what I thought. According to Alex Truelove with the US PIRG Education Fund, 94% of Americans support recycling and only 34.7% actually prioritize it. Now, this means that most Americans are sending their recyclable waste to a landfill. You might be wondering, what is recycling? I'll tell you. According to the United States Environmental Protection Agency, recycling is the process of collecting and processing materials and remanufacturing them into new items. Recyclable materials consist of paper, plastic, glass, aluminum, and organic materials. Now, these can include everyday items that you use within your home, such as one-use kitchen items, cleaning bottles. It can include cardboard boxes, newspapers, etc. Now, all of these items can be remanufactured into new products rather than sitting in a landfill. The average human produces 4.4 pounds of waste per day. A majority of this waste is sent to landfills due to improper education of recycling and waste management. While paper and organic materials are biodegradable, materials such as plastics, glass, aluminum, and electronic waste, such as your phones, computers, Xboxes, etc., are not able to naturally degrade within the environment. These non-biodegradable materials contain toxic heavy metals that can create a toxic byproduct called leachate. According to Parvin Rec, leachate can percolate the groundwater and seep into our soil and surface water. Now, this generates a health risk index for toxic metals that are carcinogenic and can disrupt the endocrine system. These toxic metals consist of lead, cadmium, nickel, manganese, mercury, barium, and cobalt. Now, those are just to name a few, but the list could go on forever. Organic chemicals such as pesticides, pharmaceuticals, and plastic additive chemicals can also generate in landfill leachate, contaminating our soil and surface water with microplastics, and can even cause antibiotic resistance in humans. These toxic chemicals and metals can even be transmitted via the food chain. Now, an example of this would be fish living in contaminated water that's been contaminated by the toxic heavy metal leachate. Those fish are then consumed by humans, and the toxic metals are passed to the human that consumes them. The consumption of these harmful chemicals and metals can cause serious health issues. Now, I want you to think for a second. Have you or a loved one suffered from thyroid hormone disruption, adverse pregnancy outcomes, cancer, or even neurological and respiratory diseases? If so, this could be caused by ingestion of these chemicals and toxic metals due to improper recycling and waste management. Our lack of initiative is not only affecting us now, but will continue to do so for future generations if we don't start making the small changes we need to make now. One thing that you can start by doing in your community to make a difference is you can start by separating your recyclables. So separate your glass, aluminum, plastics, electronic waste, separate from your waste that is going to be sent to a landfill. Second, you can properly dispose of your electronic waste and your pharmaceutical products. So make sure, if you don't already know, where you can take your electronic products such as your broken phones, laptops, computers, etc., and where you can properly dispose of those so the toxic metals won't seep into the groundwater. Same thing with your pharmaceuticals, as those could cause antibiotic resistance. Make sure you know how to properly dispose of those. Second is to educate your friends and your neighbors on the proper ways of recycling.
Go ahead.
Wait! Is that recyclable material?
I'm not quite sure.
Okay, that's it.